Good day. The title of our research is Content Analysis of Junior High School Science Innovation Expo in the Division of Cavite Province. Basis for Technical Assistance. The researchers, yours truly, Loida A. Arce, Master Teacher 2 of 9th National High School, Arvin A. Marinduque, Head Teacher 3 of Cavite City Science National High School, Dr. Riza B. Soberano, Education Program Supervisor 1 in Science, Schools Division Office. For the introduction of our research, according to Republic Act 2067, also known as the Science Act of 1958, promotes and fosters science research as an effective instrument to intensify science and technology, research and development for national progress. The law is promoted by the incumbent administration through advancing science and technology and innovation in the country, as stated in the Philippine Development Plan 2017-2022. The 6-year development plan supports science, research and development, productivity and innovation to accelerate technology adoption and stimulate innovation in all economic sectors as foundation of a globally competitive knowledge economy, according to NEDA 2017. The conduct of an investigatory project is the requirement of DepEd. However, the department conducts an annual event in the form of Science Technology Fair, showcasing the best SIPs of secondary schools in the country. Such event is a competition to select the best investigatory project from the school level, district level, the regional level, and in the national level. That is according to the DepEd Memorandum 73, Series of 2009. Although several in-service trainings and capability workshops, both for students and research advisors, were conducted in the Division of Cavite. These issues still found to be persistent in the research manuscripts presented during the annual science fair. This implies that the mentioned training and workshops do not directly address the need of student researchers and research advisors. Over the years, there is still limited literature with regards to the content analysis of researches, especially in the Schools Division of Cavite. A thorough content analysis on existing pool of researches is perceived to help pinpoint the specific concerns, the needs of greater technical assistance for improvement. Such improvements in the conduct of scientific research within the Division of Cavite will strengthen not only the science research instruction in the province, but it will also pave way to produce scientifically literate students towards the continuous progress and development of the country. For the research question of the study, the main purpose of the study is to ascertain the strengths and weaknesses of junior high school robotics intelligence machine within the province of Cavite through a systematic content analysis. Systematically, the researcher seeks to answer the following questions. First, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which comply the INTEL ISEF guidelines in terms of the following: research title, research abstract, introduction, review of related literature, materials and methods, results and discussions, summary, conclusion, and recommendations, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics, and forms. Second, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which do not comply the INTEL ISEF guidelines in terms of the following: research title, research abstract, introduction, review of related literature, materials and methods, results and discussions, summary, conclusion, and recommendations, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics, and forms. And the third, what is the percentage of the submitted research papers which completely satisfy the INTEL ISEF guidelines? For the scope and limitation of the study, the primary purpose of the study is to evaluate the SIPs in the Division of Cavite. The focus of the evaluation is to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the researches based on the guidance stipulated in the INTEL ISEF rules. The said SIPs were the submitted entries of the SIP Competition Robotics Intelligence Machine category during the 2019 BFOT in Science Division of Cavite Province. In this study, the research manuscript from the junior high school for individual and team categories were evaluated. The strengths and weaknesses of the researchers were determined using a validated research-made tool that determines whether or not the research satisfies the INTEL ISEF guidelines. Content analysis of the research paper using the tool focus only on whether the research paper satisfies the guidelines of its research paper component. The extent of how the research satisfies these guidelines is not part of the study. For the sampling, upon securing approval from the EPS in Science and the SBRC, the SIPs subjected for evaluation were all the investigatory projects submitted as entries during the DFOT in Science, Robotics, Intelligence, Machine, Junior High School level. The said SIPs include entries both in the individual and team category. For the data collection, the instrument utilized is the research-made checklist adopted from the 2019 INTEL ISEF guidelines. The checklist is composed of 50 yes or no questions arranged according to the different parts of the research paper, which includes title, abstract, introduction, review of related literature, materials and methods, results and discussions, summary, conclusion, and recommendations, literature cited or bibliography, research ethics and forms, a comment or remark section is included for all the question in case of elaboration of evaluations. For the discussion of results, science investigation plays a vital role in the development of the community. The quality of how it was made dictates the result of the study. This part of the study presents the result of the content analysis done out of the 3 science investigatory under Robotics, Intelligence, Machine category of junior high school, submitted during the DFOT conducted during the school year 2019 to 2020. For the Table 1, percentage of compliant and non-compliant with the INTEL ISEF guidelines, it shows the total score in each criteria of the science investigatory analyzed, which were based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines: the title, abstract, introduction, background of the study, statement of the problem, significance of the study, scope and limitation of the study, review of related literature and studies, materials and methods, results and discussions, summary, conclusion, and recommendation, literature cited or references, research ethics and research forms, gap 100%, were the most of all complied research paper based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. The Table 2 scores of science investigatory project analysis based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. The table shows the score of the various science investigatory project and its criteria based on the INTEL ISEF guidelines. In the process of the analysis, those with high scores had the most compliant on the said guidelines, with those with less score has the greatest number of errors committed. The results show that the part of the materials and methods got 14, title, abstract, results and discussion, research ethics got 10, scope and limitation of the study, and review of related literature got 8, for the components with least errors. While the components with most errors include background of the study, statement of the problem, summary, conclusion, recommendation got 6. Significant of the study and research forms got 4. Literature cited or references got 2. During the process of analyzing the content, it was observed that on those parts had minimal entry. For materials and methods research part, the scores are high, was attributed to the fact that most of the research studies conducted do not require the mentioned categories. Errors of the content, format, process, and entry information were observed during the analysis. For the Table 3, the percentage of the science investigatory project that completely satisfied the INTEL ISEF guidelines. So based on the data given, there were only 2 research papers submitted which fully complied with the INTEL ISEF guidelines. There were only 2 research papers submitted for Junior High School Science Innovation Expo, which both individual and team category out of 58 secondary schools in the Division of Cavite. It is alarming that this kind of research was not the focus of research among the secondary schools in the Division of Cavite, that it was recommended by the researchers to strengthen the researches on Science Innovation Expo, which is now the trend of researches nationally and internationally. Good day. Thank you.